Everyone, welcome to the Wednesday class. I've got Basti all the way from North Norfolk doing the chat today, so please post on the chat, say hi to the group, and
Morning, everyone.
We'll get straight on with the class. So thank you very much, Basti, for sorting the chat out this week for us. See you a bit later. Okay, well, exciting week. We've got a very exciting week. I was talking to Basti just now. I've been doing a bit of research on point of the week. Yep, I'll let you know all about point of the week. It's one of my favorite points, and we'll be sharing that with you as we go through the slides, through the exercises today. Okay, it's kind of a big week for us this week because it's the last of the wood cycle. So we've done a whole 10 weeks on the wood element, and we're going to be going into the fire element next week, so that's kind of exciting too. Another 10-week cycle, just what we need, a bit of fire, I think, right now. So it's going to be great. It's great to see everyone checking in on the chat. So let's start off. We're going to just find out how you are as usual, to do some polls, tune into our energy, and then we'll do the exercises. Point of the week will be coming up soon, and then we find out how you are at the end of the session. So let's start off with doing a whole body scan. I'm going to ask you some questions as well a little bit later after we've done the scan about emotional states. I'm going to link that in with the elements as well. So let's do first of all, let's start off with a whole body scan. I've got my paper and pen ready. We're just going to check in. We're just going to spend a moment to check into how we're feeling. So we're just going to stand, or you can sit if you want to, it's up to you. And we're going to literally just scan through our body from as high up as you can. We're going to go down through our body, and we're going to see if there's any blocks or any weaknesses that we need to work on with the exercises. So let's do it. The stuff here, I'm going to scan down through our head, check out your jaw, sinuses, eyes, how's your mouth feeling, your nose. You can go down through our throat, and then down through our shoulders, down the arms, and then down through the chest area, just tuning into the sternum, the ribs, the lungs and the heart, and going down through the diaphragm, into the internal organs, scanning down, also scanning through our back as well, just if there's anything needs to work there, down into our hips, down through the legs, through the knees, and into the feet. Okay, so just get an overall feeling of how we are. Now we can just kind of scan into our whole body as a whole. Now we've kind of photocopied it. And I want you to ask yourself a question. What would you like to have happen in the next hour? Just think about that. What would you like to have happen to your energy? I've got my request right here. Okay, and if that did happen, what would it be like? Okay, I'm going to just draw that down. Just give us a minute to make a record of that. So we've got something to compare with later. I'm just going to do a quick sketch. It's a really good idea once a week just to check in, just notice if there's anywhere that you're holding, maybe where you need to release, or maybe something that you need a bit stronger. Okay, you can always write some words, because I write words on if I can't draw it. Okay, excellent. So let's, I'm going to ask you a question about your overall energy. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, where in your body do you feel the block or weakness you'd like to work with? I just want to get a bit of an idea of the geography here of any tensions that you've got. Okay, so I'm going to share this poll, okay, and let's just find out if we've got any consensus about what we need to work on. So did you mainly feel the block or the weakness in your head, neck or shoulders, your arms, inside your upper body, your lower body, or lower down in the torso, hips and legs? Let's just see how we do as a group, and that gives me another bit more information, as well as the zones and everything, to look at this. I'm glad I asked this question. Look at this, okay? Can you see that? We've got like a massive a massive majority of people are finding it in the head, neck or shoulders. Okay, and that's kind of understandable. Okay, great. I'm going to ask another question now. We've got quite a lot on the torso hips as well. Okay, so let's, I'm going to ask you another question, which is about your emotions. Okay, and I'm going to ask you which of these emotions do you feel the most often? And if you're a Shiatsu practitioner or you know a bit about Shiatsu theory, you'll know that I'm fishing here for an idea about which element we might want to work on. So do you tend to get a bit manic? Do you tend to be more anxious or worrying, a bit sad, fearful or angry? Which is the emotion that you feel most often when you get stressed? What do you tend to go for? Okay, and those of you Shiatsu practitioners will know that each of those is related to one of the 5 elements. And look what's happening. We've got, and this kind of relates also to the fact that we've got a lot of middle burner, people voting for work on the middle burner here, because worry and anger are both middle burner related emotions, and they account for 64% of the whole of the voting. So we're going to make sure we look after you with that today. Okay, great. So now we've done a scan. All we need to do now is just figure out which burner we want to, which burner we'd like to work on, and then get straight on with the exercises. We've got some really good information here, haven't we? We've got to really make sure that we work on your head and neck. Now I would say, judging by those, by the way you voted for the emotions, that, well, I'm not going to say anything. Let's find out. Let's tune into the burners. And I'm going to stand up today and just tune into them. You need just a piece of paper, as always, with 3 zones in 3 zones, just like that. And we're going to just quickly scan in and draw. Okay, you must be getting quite quick at this now. If you've been doing the class for a long time, get quite used to tuning in. So let's tune into the lower burner first of all. In fact, what we'll do a little bit different this week. We're going to tune into the 3 burners. We'll do the drawing at the end, okay, because we can compare them, right? So let's tune into the lower burner first of all. That's right the way through into the lower back, below the navel. Just going to close my eyes for a second, bring my attention into that area. Now, what is that like? You got it? Okay, so now shift your awareness up into the middle burner, that's below the diaphragm, around here, into this area here, and compare the difference between this feeling here and the lower burner. How is it different? And what is it like? Okay, feels pretty different to me. I don't know about you, but they do feel pretty different. So now let's compare that with the upper burner. That's this whole lung area through into the upper back here. Okay, let's tune into that area. Got it? Okay, now compare all the 3 burners. And we're just going to draw a little sketch of those 3 burners, because in some ways it's easier in a way to compare one against the other than isolating them. Just a quick sketch like this, just so you've got something to record it. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, so here we go. It's time for the burner voting. Let's find out where we are with the burners. I'm going to run the burner poll now. Which of the 3 burners would you like to work on today? Here we go. Lower, middle, or upper burner? What's it going to be? Okay, wow, look at this. This is much closer than I expected, but the middle burner is still just peeking ahead of the other ones. And look, we've got quite a preponderance of the middle and the upper burner, and there's a reason for that. Remember last week I showed you those charts from last year? So actually I can just quickly flick them up now, and I'll show you. We've got, last week I did some research, that's the zones, and I did this 1 year ago, how you're coping, which zone you're in, and also which burner do you want to work on. And I look at this, like 1 year ago, the middle burner was really quite low there. We had mainly the lower burner and the upper burner. And now look what's happened. The middle burner's kind of taken over. And the reason for that is because Long-term stress often affects the middle burner because it affects the stomach and the liver. Okay, so I won't give away point of the week. I don't want to give it away. It's the last wood week. Okay, so we're going to make the most of it. And I'm going to review the whole of the liver and the gallbladder channels this week so we can remember them all. Okay, so let's start. Wow, we've got some really good information there. We want to really work on the middle burner and make sure that we get all this head and neck stuff completely released out. You're going to feel a lot better. Okay, so let's go and see how we get on. Three. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some shaking this week, but we're going to focus it on getting rid of any tension in the upper body and shaking it down into the floor. Okay, so I'm just going to turn the lights down a little bit because I think I'm a little bit overexposed all round here. It's a bit of a sunny day, so I've got quite a lot of light coming in from the, yeah, that's better. I've got quite a lot of light coming in from the window, which is nice. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start off with the head, and we're going to shake down the body. Okay, ready? So let's go start off with the jaw. I'm going to start relaxing the jaw. Try and keep that neck as released as you can. You can make some sounds if you're not going to be disturbing neighbours. Okay, I'm going to release the base of the cranium here. Let the head float up. We're just going to shake that jaw, shake the throat out. We're going to imagine we're shaking all the tension from our upper body down through our arms and out through our feet. Okay, so let's just keep that going. I'm keeping that jaw relaxed. Very good. Okay, nice. Just keep the shoulders really open. I'm going to just let them really go floppy. Keep that jaw relaxed. Okay, and get down into the hands. You're going to keep the elbows loose, get those fingertips and all the fingers relaxed and open. Okay, very good. Keep that jaw relaxed, keep that head floating up, relaxing the neck. And now we're going to go down into the upper burner essentially. We're going to relax the rib cage. I'm going to just jiggle them about. I like to do this as well. I shake this way because that opens up the sternum and it opens the ribs up where they attach to the thoracic spine. So you're kind of like shaking the whole rib cage. Very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now we go down into the middle burner, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and relax the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a very big muscle, right, that goes right through your whole body, and it connects the lower part of it, separates the lower part of the lungs with the abdominal cavity. And that's an area that really often gets very, very tense. So we're going to try and internally just shake it. Now, if we do this, we just jiggle it a bit, focusing on this area and really relax. Just going to try and get the breathing down into the diaphragm. As you breathe out, as we breathe out, we're going to just let this diaphragm area just relax. We're gently allowing those abdominal organs just to allow the diaphragm to move up and down. Okay. Now, obviously, when we breathe, the diaphragm moves as well. So let's just breathe in. Focus our breath on the diaphragm. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. That's it. Okay, so what we're doing is we're just letting this whole diaphragm area just release as much as possible. And now we're going to move down into the abdominal cavity here. And we've got all these organs, they're all kind of flowing together and they need to be freed up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to relax the hips, we're going to jiggle those internal organs here, all these internal organs, jiggle them about with the shaking and breathe into them and really relax them. Okay, now you notice when I did the poll on the emotions that the worry came out number 1 on the poll. I think that's right. Yeah, it came way out in front, 45%, and that's going to affect the middle burner particularly, and that's when we really want to get this area relaxed. The reason for that is because what happens is the vagal nerve will then send a message up into our brain and gives us a feeling of being kind of like chilled out and relaxed. It gives us a feeling of safety if we can relax this area here. Okay, because one of the natural nervous system things that happens is when we get anxious and we get worried, we get threatened, the digestive system stops working because we don't want to be eating anything. We want to be like running away and reacting and everything. So the digestive system is really closely related to the stress response, and also how we can use that connection between this area and the brain to give ourselves a kind of break from that feeling of anxiety. Okay, so we're going to go right in there with our minds, and we're going to really shake that middle burner and then right down into the whole abdominal area. We're going to really relax it, just nice easy breaths. And we'll come back to that later when we do the do-in and the self-shiatsu techniques. Very good. Okay, so now let's go right down into the hips. We're going to let that really go. I get down through into the knees and then shaking out the legs. Okay. Now, we need to work on the middle burner. We need to clear all of this stuff out of the head. Okay? So, with shiatsu, we often like to start at the other end. And the reason for that is because in acupuncture, you usually use points on the feet and the hands to treat the head. So actually, we're going to do a lot of work on the hands and the feet today. We'll just see if we can chart this whole feeling. Also, we want to release the middle burner, but before we can do that, we need to root it in the lower burner. So let's just put our hands together. Keep feet shoulder width apart. Okay, we're going to place our hand just below the navel here. Okay, just 1.5 inches below the navel. The centre of my palm goes onto that point. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure our breath is going down into that area. Okay, so we're keeping the shoulders really relaxed. We're breathing into that area. So as you breathe in, you should feel this slightly enlarging. And that's because the diaphragm's relaxing and everything's kind of just expanding here. And as we breathe out, feel this going slightly in as the air comes out. Okay, so here's the visualization. We're going to keep relaxed. We're going to bring that breath in. Imagine light or energy coming in with the breath. Imagine it coming down to this place here. And as we breathe out, we just let the air out. We keep the energy right the way through into the lower back. Do you want to try it? Let's just try a few breaths, breathing in. Okay, hold it. Keep the pelvic floor nice and strong like a bowl. That's very good. Relax the hips and then breathe out. And as we breathe out, we just keep that energy, our imagination keeps that energy in the lower burner. Okay, let's do 2 more, breathing in. Form that bowl with the pelvic floor, just with your imagination. Hold it, breathe out. Very good, 1 more, breathing in. Okay. And breathing out. When you're ready. Very good. Okay, excellent. So let's spend a moment just energizing the lower burner by using this point here. Just lightly rotating, still keeping the breath down there. Okay, now if you've got enough flexibility in your shoulders, you can do this. Work the points on the back. If this is uncomfortable for you, don't worry about that. Just keep doing this and imagine energy or warmth going into the lower back. Okay, because what we want to do is just get this whole area as energized as we can. Okay, very good. Okay, so now we're going to think about the head. And most of the points, the most important points for the head, treating the head, are on the feet. So we're going to work on the feet. First of all, get that really nicely sorted out. I'm just going to bring the lighting down even more. I've got so much sunlight coming in here today. I hardly need any lights at all. It's amazing. Right, okay, so here we go. I'm going to angle this down so you can see my feet. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take my socks off, even though it's rather cold in here this morning. So, okay, now kidney 1 as we know, is the best point for treating the head. It's the best point of all for treating the head, but it also tonifies the kidney energy, and it's really good for the lower burner, so we can't go wrong really. So let's give that a really good work out. And while we're here, let's remind ourselves of where the liver channel runs, because we started that 10 weeks ago. We've been on a really long journey all the way up the liver channel and then all the way down the gallbladder channel. They're both the wood element meridians. And that starts just on the corner of the nail here. A bit closer, I'll show you where it is. The liver channel starts right here and it travels up. Remember here, we've got liver 3, really famous liver point. So we go all the way up here. So we can do some massaging and moving between the first and the second metatarsal. That's where the big toe and the second toe goes. We really want to get that completely freed up as much as we can. So I'm just opening this up, opening between the big toe and the second toe there. And that's the liver channel that runs up through there. Very good. Okay, now we can do some tapping on kidney 1. You probably remember when we looked at kidney 1 in the water element cycle. It's used for any problem in the head, too much confusion in the head, and stuff like that. So, as so many of us voted for the upper part of the body, really got to do a really good job of working the feet. Okay, great. Put my sock on because it's a bit cold. Okay, good. Let's do the upper foot. Opening up, pressing into kidney 1. Brilliant. Okay, now I'm opening up this whole area here where liver 3 is, between the first and second metatarsal. So I'm going to work the liver channel right from the nail here along, and then I'm just basically moving everything here, trying to get that movement. And if you get a lot of stagnation in the liver channel, you often find that this area gets really stiff and it can be quite painful between first and second metatarsals. So that's really useful to be able to do that work around there. Just keeping that all opened up. Very good. And now time to tap. Excellent. Right. Oh, my head feels clear already. And look, I like to do this as well. Just tapping on the floor like this. Shaking the ankles. Okay, and then we can stand up and see just how much difference that's made. Excellent. Oh, yes. Okay, what a great thing to do. You feel the difference of how we're feeling so much more grounded now. Lovely connection between the feet and the lower burner. And also, if you just tune into your whole body, especially if you have a lot of energy going on in the top of your head, almost certainly this is going to start feeling a lot calmer as we focus our energy down into our feet. Okay, so why don't we do something a little bit different this week? It's the end of the wood week, so I think what we should do is we should revise the whole of the liver and gallbladder channel. We do it in one sequence. We'll connect the feet up to the head and then back down again. What this will do is help move the liver chi. It's also excellent for connecting the head with the feet as well, okay? And it also will benefit the middle burner. So you can't go wrong really. So let's start off by working up the liver channel. We'll work it all the way up to here. Then we'll pick up the gallbladder channel and work all the way down until we get to the feet, until we get to point of the week. Okay, you want to try it? You want to try it with me? Okay, so we're going to first of all start off here. We've got liver 3 here. We've just worked that on the feet, so we can just start tapping up the inside of the legs. There we go, the inside of the legs. Okay, we're going to go around the back here, right around the back, inside the knee. That's liver 8, remember? Basti shared that point with us a few weeks ago. We're going to go up Okay, the liver channel goes up like this, and it goes to the sides of the body. And remember this liver 13, liver 14 movement, this gate of hope movement that we did. Okay, you notice that this tightness around here is related to obstruction in the liver channel. Okay, so the liver channel actually finishes here. We then switch to the head, and we're going to work down the head. Now this is going to be super useful for all of us who are getting a lot of energy up into the head, okay? Because you're going to send the energy down into the feet. So let's first start off with gallbladder 1. Do you remember that one? That's right by the eye here. Okay, we're just going to tap lightly around the outside of the head. And then remember gallbladder 20, that really great point for the eyes and for the neck, which is just in this big indentation here. So we can work that now with either with the heels of the hands, or if you want to keep going with the tapping, we can tap here, down gallbladder 20. And then we get onto the famous gallbladder 21, okay? Remember this point? Contraindicated in pregnancy, so if you happen to be pregnant, please don't hit this point too hard, because it's got a very strong downward action, and that's what we need, people. Remember this head thing going on? Okay, gallbladder 21, what an awesome point for that. So let's make sure we do a really good job on that. How do we do it? We relax, we imagine energy going down the body from gallbladder 21 down into the feet. So we've done wall through here to here and then down, all right? Down, 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 right on the top. It's right on the top of the shoulder, right on here, right here. Okay, so there we go. Excellent. Okay, so once we've got that released, a bit of a shake, we can then go down the sides of the body, into the hips. And then we can go down the outside of the body, and we're getting close to the point of the week now, okay? Getting excited. Going down to the knee, and then just underneath the knee, you'll find there's a little bony bit that sticks out. Just here. Okay? And that just below and in front of that, I'll just put that on just in front of that, we have gallbladder 34. And that is our point of the week. So if we just work it for now with the tapping, and I'll show you a slide in a minute, and when we get the location sorted out, see all kinds of cool things about it. So for the moment, just go just down to the outside of the knee, and give this a really good tapping. We go down the outside of the legs, we go down to the ankles, and then the channel runs off into the second to little toe. Okay, so let's go around again. Ready? So we go up the inside of the legs, down the backs of the knees, around here, into the gate of hope, gate of hope, gate of hope. I do that 3 times, so I need a lot of hope. Go to here, just below the nipple actually, is just here, right here, there's a sensitive point just here. That's liver 14, the end of the liver channel. Okay, then we switch to the head. We go down the gallbladder channel, sides of the head, tapping gallbladder 20. So we've got gallbladder 1 here, tapping gallbladder 20, tapping the sides of the head, gallbladder 20, and then the famous gallbladder 21. Okay, let's really get into this now. I'm going to relax my hips. Down, red, energy going down, energy going down. And same stuff, energy going down, energy going down. That's it, okay? And then down the sides. And then remember this one right in here, we did this the other week, last week I think, gallbladder 30. This is the one with the buttocks, it's used for sciatica, releasing the buttock area. And then down the outside, gallbladder 34, just below the knee. Just relaxing down, all the way down, and then down to the second little toe. And we've done it, we've done the whole cycle of the wood element meridian. Let's just do it one more time and see how we feel. Tapping up. Up the inside. Okay, gate of hope. Gate of hope, that's from the liver 13 by the floating rib all the way to just below the nipple there, gate of hope. Okay, and then gallbladder, sides of the head, back of the head. Wow, this is just such a good exercise, okay? And then we're going to go gallbladder 21, down, 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 energy down, energy down, energy down, and then energy down, energy down, energy down. That's it, and down the side of the body, gallbladder 30, buttocks, and then down the sides of the legs until we get to gallbladder 34. And then down and into the feet. Okay, excellent, well done. Now let's just see how we feel now. Now if you just tune in, open your feet up, stand, okay, what you should get a sensation of is quite a nice tingly feeling down the outside of the body, that kind of strong released feeling right up the middle of your body, and that's connecting the middle burner with the liver, but it's also allowing us to move freely. And just to show you the effect of that, we're going to do this twisting exercise, and I think you'll find that this exercise is going to be a lot easier for you now than it usually is. So we're just going to have that head floating up, okay? And we're going to turn the body. And what we'd like you to do is just tune into that tingly feeling you've got in those channels, and you'll see the link here between this twisting action, when we move here, we open up the sides of the ribs, we open up the hips, gallbladder 30, we're twisting, opening up the shoulders, and we're turning the neck. And you'll feel the effects of that going as we do this twisting exercise. Okay, that's it. Doesn't that feel really easy, sweet? And that's because we did a really good job of working the liver and the gallbladder channels, because it's last of the Wood Week until next year. We'll be going round through the cycle again next year. Okay, really excited about next week. Fire element, tell all your friends. 10 weeks of fire, that's what we really need, don't we, right now? Okay, well, that's a fantastic start. Let's just take a little bit of a break and I'll just share with you some information about the point of the week. Okay, so it's the last Wood Week. And here it is, gallbladder 34. Okay, it's called Yangling Kwang and it's called Yang Mound Springs. It's kind of like a mound there. It's really good for the sinews and joints. It spreads the liver chi, it benefits the size of the body, and it's really good for all muscle tension in the back and the hips. It's one of my favorite points. I use it all the time when I'm treating. And I'll show you exactly where it is. And I'll share with you a couple of things that I found out when I was looking at this book. Okay, so what you do is you find, if I just take it off now, the picture off, if you find the outside of your leg, you'll find that there's a little noduly bony bit here, okay, just to be very technical. You got it? Okay, and then you just go slightly down and slightly in front of it, and you'll find a sensitive point there. It's like a sensitive point down and in front of it, and that's gallbladder 34. And you'll feel if you get it in the right place, you can feel a kind of connection up the leg and into the hips. Okay, so I'll just put the picture back on again so you can have a fiddle around, see if you can find it. And I've got a couple of things to share with you which I found very interesting in this book, Peter Dedman's book. One of them is basically it can treat all disorders of the lateral costal region, and that means the sides of the body. So if you get problems with the sides, you want to do tapping down just like we've done and hit gallbladder 34. And then on the next page, when I turned over the page, I found this priceless piece of commentary from the classics. Just check this out. This is so funny. According to Achieving Longevity by Guarding the Source, a 17th century classic by Gong Ting Si, susceptibility to fright, okay, timidity in which the patient fears being apprehended. And gallbladder 34 is indicated, and I quote, it's indicated for fear of people as if about to be apprehended. So I think really in this coronavirus time, when everyone's going around thinking, am I doing the rules? Have I got the right mask on? Have I gone too far away from my home? This point is essential. It's the point of the year, everyone. Gallbladder 34 for fear of people as if they are about to be apprehended. Thought you'd really enjoy that. It really did make me laugh when I read that, so it was brilliant. Okay, so let's get on with the exercises. We've done a really good job with the middle burner now. So we just need to extend it now and complete our journey through the burners. One thing I think we must do though, because worry was top of the list of the emotions, is we really got to do some work on the stomach. So let's do this exercise. This is a Qigong type exercise, self Shiatsu exercise for the stomach and spleen. We start off with small circles around the navel like this. Okay, and we make them bigger. And we're going to just relax our hips, float our head up. Okay, we're going to make it slightly bigger so we get the whole of the intestines. Yeah, this is a special thing. If you start getting really worried about anything, you spend 5 minutes just doing this exercise and finish it off by tapping the stomach channel. The stomach channel runs down the front, outside the legs. It's related to the middle burner and it's directly related to worrying. So if we tap it, we're going to get this stomach channel really released. Work down the stomach channel. I'll just give you a bit of a close up. It's on the outside front of the legs, just down on top of the quadriceps muscle here. Okay. Don't need to worry too much about the exact location. If you're using a fist, you get just the outside front of the legs. Okay, we go down to number 36, which we'll be doing the point of the week later on in the year. Down into the feet, and then up. This is the spleen channel. It actually goes back up onto here. There's a connection between the stomach organ and the front outside of the legs. Okay, really worth knowing. Start getting worried. Again, it's all connections with the internal organs, sending messages to the brain via the vagal nerve and also through hormonal secretions as well. Basically, very simple. If you can relax your stomach and your digestive system, it will give you a sense of safety, and that will send a message to your brain to stop you from worrying too much unnecessarily. Okay, so here we go. Down we go. And up we go. Brushing off. Okay, so it's upper burner time. Okay, so now because we've got so much head and neck things that we need to work on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the lung now with the throat and the sinuses. Normally, when we do the lung channel, we normally focus internally into here. Okay. The lung channel actually has connective tissue pathways, again embryologically laid down, that connect right up into the throat. So why don't we use the lung exercise today to relax the whole front of the face and the throat. And we're going to do that mainly through visualization. So I want you to relax your throat, feel a connection here down into lung 1 and 2. So we're going to tap here, relaxing our throat, and just tip the head back slightly, open up the channel. That's it, okay? And then we can go down the arms into the thumb, and then back up the outside of the arm and up into the shoulder. Okay, this is large intestinal channel. So here we have the lungs again. There's a pathway, internal pathway that goes into the lungs, the lung organ, but it also goes up into the throat. So let's really relax the throat this time. Very good. Okay. And round into the lungs. So I've got to stop having a bit of cough. That's just the lungs adjusting. Down into the thumb again and round. And then the other side. Relaxing the throat. Down into the thumb. Making that throat relaxed. Did I do 3? I think so. I did 1 for luck, just in case I lost count there. There we go, and then brushing off. Okay, that's the lungs for you. Okay, so let's just do some stretches for the heart and the pericardium, and I think we need a special this week on clearing the head, don't you? So let's just think. Okay, I've got an idea, which is the channels from the yang channels on the arm that link with the upper burner channels. They both connect up into the neck, and they're very important for releasing the head and neck. And they're the small intestine channel and the triple heater channel. So let's try this, okay? We're going to open up the chest. We're going to go down through the pericardium channel. This is really good for opening up and relaxing any heart-related things. We're going to switch round, okay? And we're going to go along the outside. And then we go up onto here, relaxing the shoulders, okay? So again, pericardium, and then triple heater. And as we're doing the triple heater, we're going to relaxing the neck. This channel is directly related to goes up into the side of the head and into the neck. Okay, so we've got basically chest, head and neck. That's how it works. Okay, this side, chest, head and neck. Outside, middle of the arm, triple heater. Goes to this finger, yeah? Okay, so we've got pericardium, triple heater. And there's going to be a lot more on that in the next 10 weeks of these meridians, because they're fire element meridians. And so we'll know, in 10 weeks' time, we'll know a lot more about points and how to work these channels, okay, in the arm. Okay, excellent stuff. Okay, shaking out. Okay, so same thing with the small intestine channel. That's really, really important for the neck. So we're going to work that. We're going to tap here. It's the heart channel. First of all, going down to the little finger. And we're going to turn it round and go up this channel on the outside back of the arm. And this one's particularly good, again, for the head and neck. A lot of these points that are used down this end of the channel are used for problems in the head, like ear problems and things like that, and they're used to release the neck. So let's just work that all the way up here, and come round, tap gently down towards the little finger again. Okay, excellent. This one. That's it, and then brushing off. Okay, then we've got the heart channel here. And this is the small intestine channel. Into the shoulder. And round again. Up onto the shoulder and then down again to the little finger. Okay, so this again is upper burner, and this is head and neck. Head and neck. Excellent. Okay, so that's the 3 burners with the special attention on the stomach, and also super special attention on connecting up the whole of the liver and the gallbladder meridians. I think I'm still feeling the benefits of that. I think that was such a great thing to do on the last week of wood. Okay, so now we've really got to do something about this head and neck, haven't we? Okay, so let's do a special on that. I'm going to come a bit closer to the camera and we can do it together. Okay, so I still think I can do a little bit less light. Let's just see. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now we're going to just tap along the bladder channel. Let's do some self shiatsu before we do that though. So we're just going to press in on bladder 1. Remember this point? Excellent for the eyes, relaxing the eyes. In fact, let's just do a little session on the eyes. Let's go round the eyebrows. Gently press around the orbit of the eye as well, which is all this around the actual edge of the eye. Relaxing our eyes. We really need this if you've been spending a lot of time working remotely, working on the screen. It's a really nice thing to do. Work around the eyes. Just gently press in. Rub our hands together. Gently press our palms in towards our eyes. Breathing. Okay, nice. Okay. So now from bladder 1, we can tap over the top of the head. Okay, and then from here, gallbladder 1, remember that point? Just going to tap again around the sides of the head, going back towards the back of the head here. Okay, that's the top basically and the side. So now we need to do the front of the head. And there's some really good points again for the eyes, which are below here. These are stomach reading points. Okay, it runs all the way down the stomach reading right down into the feet. Okay, so what we can do is we can actually just press just here above, just below the eyeball, the center of the eye, and then squeezing around here. Yeah, so I'm actually squeezing right around the whole of the upper sinuses. Okay, now this is a good thing. This is another good point, stomach 3, which is again below the center of the eye, underneath the cheek around here. Oh, I can't really talk properly when I'm pressing it, but anyway, pressing in and then round. And if you follow that round, that bone around there, you come right into the jaw. And if you open the mouth, you'll feel like a little hollow opening up. And there's some really good points right around there for releasing the joint, the jaw joint. Okay, really, really useful, especially if you get any teeth clenching or any stress in the jaw. Okay, so now we're going to work around the teeth. This is a good place to work with Shiatsu. I'm working around the upper gums, right around into here, and then I'm working around here, the lower gums. Okay, the mouth you're probably not surprised to hear is part of the stomach channel because it obviously connects the whole digestive tubes, digestive tracts. So the place to start working the stomach channel is actually around here. And again, if you're getting a lot of worrying, concern, you might want to do a self-shiatsu routine, work around the stomach channel, and then follow it down into your feet. That would be a great thing to do. 5 or 10 minutes of that would be really useful. Okay, and we can work around here. I've got my thumb underneath here on my tongue, like that. My fingertips around the jaw. There we go. Nice. Okay, excellent. Pull the ears a bit. Oh, very good. Okay, so now it's time. Oh, just going to give my face a bit of a brush now. Just brushing it off. Oh, that's it. And now, once your face is all relaxed and your eyes are relaxed, sinuses are open, ears are relaxed, teeth, mouth relaxed. Once that feels so good. Once that's done, then it's time to work on the neck. Okay, so we know quite a lot of points now, actually, the really important points in the neck, and I'll just remind you of them in a moment. Let's just first of all work down the front of the neck. This is the stomach channel, and this is the SCM muscle. It's this big muscle here that helps turn the head, and this is a really good one to just do some self-shiatsu. So I like to squeeze it like this. I'm just getting my fingers like that, fingers at the edge of it like this. I show you like this. I'm squeezing right down the whole thing. And this is where the stomach channel runs, right along the front of the SCM muscle. Okay, great. So now let's work a little bit on the back of the neck. Now we've got a choice here. We can either tap it, which is quite good, and you can actually even use the sides of your hands here if you really want a little bit more stimulation. I'm using my fingertips, you see, and I'm letting the fingers click together like this, which sort of makes it a bit softer. Or you can tap with your fingertips. Or we can use the heels of the hand. I like to do this, squeezing in with the breath. Okay, really do a good job here. So we're getting right into here, bladder 10, remember that? Celestial pill, I think it's called. It basically holds up the whole head and connects with the whole of the back. It's a really, really useful point. We're going to squeeze in there. Oh,
goodness. And what I'm doing is I'm actually squeezing and stretching slightly the whole spine. You see that? Just to connect that bladder channel with the whole spine. And then I'm just bringing my heels of my hands round a bit into here. This is the famous gallbladder 20, this point that's used for the eyes. I'm squeezing into there and squeezing down. Oh, goodness, it feels so amazingly good.
Okay, great. Now, of course, what we've got to be careful of though is we don't want to spend too much time working on the head and neck without discharging the energy down into the feet and the hands. We've already done a lot of that this session, but we're going to finish off by doing a little bit more, getting some of this energy down and into the feet, and then we'll do a finishing up breathing exercise, connecting heaven and earth. Okay, so you ready? So we've got all this energy here. We've released it in the head and the neck, the shoulders, and we're just going to do some brushing and shaking. So we're just going to brush off down the arms. Okay, so literally you can do this brushing off. Okay, feels great, doesn't it? And we're just going to massage it with the shoulders, brush off. Getting hold of the shoulders here, around gallbladder 21, and then brushing off. Okay, and the other really important thing we must do is we must go down as far as we can from the head and neck down the bladder channel and pick it up as high as we can and get that down into the feet. Okay. Again, if you've got someone working with you, it's great because you can do each other's backs. Otherwise, you just have to get as far up as we can and tap down. Really important to do this because you want to connect the head and neck with the feet. So you go down the backs, onto the legs. Okay, and brushing off. Okay, got it? So let's do a bit more. Tapping down the bladder channel as far as we can. Picking it up as high as we can. Just a little bit, it's really difficult to get to. And then down. Lower back and sacrum. Back of the legs. And brushing off. Okay, one more. Tapping. And down we go. Okay, very, very good. So now we just need to look at the shape and then we can do some breathing to bring everything together. Okay, so let's just shake down. Feel that release, feel all this movement down, shaking it down out our hands and through our feet. Okay, excellent. Okay, really great. So now let's just finish off with some breathing. We're going to go feet shoulder width apart. We're going to get the head at the top, floating upwards. It's a really good way to end this whole session, just integrating the breath, the movement and the connection through the whole body. Okay, so let's go. The actual exercise is simply sinking down, letting your arms go up, and then bringing your body up and bring your hands down. But it's how you do it that counts. So let's really get that connection with the earth. We're going to soften the hips, the knees and the feet. And we're going to focus our energy right down into the earth through kidney 1. So we feel like a mountain. And we've got that head floating up. And we're going to literally just float down, sink down into our feet. Let those hands float up. And we're going to push up from the feet as if we're a really heavy mountain. We're pushing up really solid from the base as we breathe out. Okay, and what this does is basically strengthens our yin, our solidity and our feeling of stability. So let's do a bit more of that, breathing in. Very nice. Okay, push up with those feet, push up from the feet. Strong legs. It's a great feeling, isn't it, to feel really solid on the earth, okay? Again, very good for relaxing the whole stomach and earth energy. So let's do it again, breathing in. We feel heavy, we feel connected, visualizing down into the earth. Okay, and we're pushing up really strongly from the legs, and the upper body's coming up on the exhalation. Feel that connection with the earth, breathing in. Okay, and breathe out. Push up. Okay, now if you keep that heavy feeling, that yin feeling, and you focus right the way down into the earth, you'll find it's extremely difficult to move your feet. And it's a sort of martial arts thing to make yourself immovable for any attack. But the other side of that is the flexibility and the lightness. And we're going to focus on that now. So we're going to relax the legs, tune into that head top. We're going to feel light in the body. Got it? And we're going to breathe in and we're going to float down from the top. We're going to float those arms up. And then we're going to pull up from the head top, gently up, and breathe out, feeling light in the body. There we are. So different, isn't it? Okay, breathing in. Lightness, breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Very light, 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 light. Okay, excellent. So that's combine yin and yang together in one movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to feel heavy. We're going to sink down, breathing in. Connect with the earth. And then we're going to switch to feeling light and we're going to float up. Excellent. That's it. Okay. So we've got the yin and the yang. So yin, down towards the earth. And yang, lightness up towards the heavens. Very good. Okay. And it's really important to connect the head and the feet together. Breathing in, heavy and light. Okay, heavy and light. Heavy and light. Beautiful. Okay, really nice. Okay, let's just stand there for a moment. Let's really enjoy that feeling. And now let's just scan through our body again, just like we did at the beginning of the session. Notice any differences. And remember your question, what would you like to have happen? And what would that be like? Okay, and I just want you to tune in and see whether that actually has happened to you in the last hour. Okay, I can actually tell you it has for me, because I wanted, the thing I wanted was this middle burner heat to go, and it feels amazing now. So that's really great. Okay, and I hope you really enjoyed the session. Don't forget, it's the last wood week, and we're going to be back next week with the first of the fire. So it's the last of the wood week and the first of the fire next week. Just quickly switch on back to the chat again. Okay, excellent. Let's just run the how are you feeling now poll and just see how we've done, see if we've got any reactions. How do you feel now? Here we go. Let's share it. Okay, I really liked giving the liver and gallbladder a really good workout. I thought that was really good. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, thank you very much. Look at that. We're doing pretty well this week, 98%. Anyone have a reaction? Anyone feel less balanced? Always a bit of a danger with the liver, but no, we seem to be fine. Oh no, we've got one person who had a reaction. No, not surprised really, because the liver is, of all the meridians, is the one that can give you a bit of a reaction. Okay, but 97% more balanced. I think we can live with that. Great. Okay, so that's it. End of the session. Maybe Basti wants to come on the video. Do you, Basti, and just say goodbye to everyone? I'm going to go back on the chat, put a nice message on the chat to everyone. Hey, okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Lovely.
Some great reactions I can see in the chat. Good, yeah. It was nice to revise the whole liver channel, wasn't it? And also, I'm just enjoying these. I'm enjoying this 10-week cycle so much in these pointed weeks, because it gives me a chance to look back through these books and find all these crazy things about these points. I just thought that was so funny, though. You know,
I know.
Fear of people as if about to be apprehended. There we are. Simply tap below your knee, people.
And perfect for right now, isn't it?
And stay relaxed. keep to those curves. Okay, great. It's been a really lovely session, and I'll see you, see you
Absolutely.
next Wednesday for fire.
The beginning
Looking
of
forward to
summer's
that, actually.
heat.
That's going to be really good fun. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we're coming into the summer, aren't we? It's lovely to see so many familiar names in the chat as well. It's really
Cheerio,
great to have you
everyone.
all here. Okay, see you next week. Bye bye.